Yeah, no, but there was this conversation here about widening in the tax bracket. Do you think that it will show what should I say? Do you think it will show an improvement?
Absolutely. I mean, if we're 30 million people and say about 1 million of us are the only ones in the formal sector paying taxes, or let's say 5 million are the ones that are actually doing paying taxes, what about the rest of the 25 million? Or at least if you're 29 statistically, what about the rest of all of us? Why can we not find a way to get everyone complacent on the same page, yes. Everyone getting involved in, adding up to making the country great? Because we understand that the government needs revenue. The government needs money to run. We get that, absolutely. But again, we also feel that there may be some leakages in the system that is preventing all the money that's being put in to drain out somewhere. I don't know where it's going, but perhaps there are leakages that should be plugged up. And until then, I don't know. People are just not happy at this particular point in time. But we should go on a quick break, shouldn't we?
Absolutely. Absolutely. When we come back, we're definitely discussing more taxes, more VAT increase. You guys let us know. Let us know your thoughts and hashtag us at #30minutes. We want to get interactive with you and hear what you have to say. You're here with Melissa Awad and the wonderful AJ Sarpong, and we will be right back.
It's engaging, detailed, and loaded with factual and incisive analysis. It's The Big Issue, your preferred Saturday morning news and current affairs analysis program on City TV. Tune in this and every Saturday at 9 a.m. and hear the newsmakers discuss the top issues for the week.
At that time, Charlotte was complex. I'm not defending Charlotte. I'm talking about the way we behave like hypocrites and ostriches in this country. At that time, she was a perfect person.
It's The Big Issue with Stella Madonu on City TV. This and every Saturday at 9 a.m.
Live music, interviews, poetry, and more with your favorite personalities. Be our guest on Saturdays from 2 to 4 p.m. for the most exciting moments on TV. Join Kojo Akoto Boateng for real entertainment right in your living room. Saturday Live on City TV and City 97.3 FM.
And you're tuned in to 30 Minutes right here on City TV's AJ Sarpong and Melissa Awad. Hit us up on social media. Let us know your thoughts on this at Melly Mel for Melissa and at AJ Sarpong for myself. Tweet at us. And of course at all our social media handles at City TV GH on Twitter, Instagram, and as well on Facebook. We're talking taxes, specifically VAT. There's a rumor, a possibility, an inkling that 17.5% may move to 21.5%. And already social media is agong with messages, comments. Everyone's wondering, oh no, what's going to happen to everything that we buy? Are we going to be facing increments? Are we going to be facing what is going on? Well, we're yet to know when on Thursday the finance minister goes into parliament to read the mid-year review budget, and then we'll know truly if it's going to happen. But there are already a few speculations, and I'll read out what is likely to come. So the government is considering introducing taxes such as an increase in communications service tax from 6 to 12%, a mandated minimum corporate tax, an expanded stabilization tax, increase social security SNP contributions to the NHIS, a financial service tax, and also they are speculating that it may move, or VAT, value added tax, may move from 17.5% to 21.5%. So these are some of the speculations pending next week's mid-year review. Is it true? Is it going to happen? We don't know, but social media is already reacting. Mel, Charlie?
As you were reading off the list, I was confused. For what? For what? And I was like, but
yeah.
I need this type of person I am. I need a breakdown.
Okay.
And I need specifics.
Yes.
And I need to know how it's going to improve, what, and when, and how it's like. I'm not getting it. And I think that widening the tax bracket honestly will help. That's why I asked you the question. Do you think it will show improvements? In that way, like you said, we won't necessarily have to have an increase on the VAT, because not a lot, but some people are not paying their taxes.
Well,
and it's not fair to people who are.
Speaking on taxes, well, the finance minister in last year decided to speak on nuisance taxes and what he's going to remove. We're all very excited to hear that quite a lot of taxes were removed, going towards Ghana can go on without having to do a lot of taxations. And this is what he had to say on the floor of Parliament.
Mr. Speaker, a number of tax measures have been introduced in recent years in an attempt to deal with revenue shortfalls. Some have proven to be nuisance taxes. They have low revenue yielding potential and at the same time impose significant burden on the private sector and on the average Ghanaian citizen. As part of our commitment to re-energize the private sector, government has decided, as pledged, to review these taxes to provide relief for businesses. The following specific measures shall be implemented in the short to medium term. With this budget, abolished the 1% special import levy. Abolished the 17.5% VAT on financial services. Abolish the 17.5% VAT on selected imported medicines that are not produced locally. Initiate steps to remove import duties on raw materials and machinery. We will abolish the 17.5% on domestic airline tickets. We will abolish the 5% VAT on real estate sales. We will abolish.
So yes, that was some of the taxes known as nuisance tax that was abolished some time ago by the finance minister. The one thing that I think got the whole nation agong was the Kayayo tax. Everyone was, what? Kayayo people pay taxes? What is going on there? Is there any justice in this world? But yeah, that's what happened a while ago. So we're very excited that nuisance taxes are off. Now we're facing a possible, or could be, this is again a probability, a possibility, a speculation that it may go up. If it is, if it won't, well, we'll wait to see for next week. Charlie, but the one person who did speak on this after the abolishment of the nuisance tax, that said, you know what, government is actually doing very well with this, is the Deputy Minister for Information, Kojo Opong Nkrumah, who went on to speak on the floor of Parliament as well, saying that nuisance taxes are gone and government is flourishing.
In the year gone by, the government of the day set itself a revenue growth target of 26%. They missed it by 11%. They missed it by 11%. This government set a bold revenue growth target of 33.5%, and we are not short by even 10% today. It is the revenues that we have raised that have encouraged us to fund the many social initiatives that we have spoken about. Mr. Speaker, the OECD suggests that developing economies must hit a tax to GDP ratio of between 14 and 16%. We need to grow revenues aggressively, but that doesn't necessarily mean piling nuisance taxes on people. That is why even in a year when we have removed some taxes, we are still able to achieve revenue higher than what the previous government did. By this time last year, with all their nuisance taxes, they had raised revenue of 35 billion. Mr. Speaker, as I speak to you, end September, having removed those nuisance taxes, and having embarked on the programs that we've embarked on, we have raised revenue of 37 billion. Indeed, our strategies do well.
So yes, that was Kojo Nkrumah on the floor of Parliament speaking about it. Even though the abolishment has gone, government has met its revenue requirement for last year. So the question is, what has changed?
What has changed that we haven't noticed?
If we took away nuisance taxes and it was good, is it that we didn't budget ourselves properly? Is it that there's so many extra things that have come about? How come we need more money, or we the regular Joes need to be taxed now?
I do agree with some of our social media comments as wastage. Wastage is a big one. And then is there like a trial period we can do with this increase thing? If it doesn't work,
I don't want to pay.
Bring it back. I mean, I'm a believer if it gets the job done, but I'm more focused on, is it going to improve, increasing the VAT, is it going to improve our healthcare services? Is it going to improve our armed forces, response units, all of these things? To me, if it's not benefiting us on the ground, but we still have to pay for it.
Charlie,
I want to know
that's where the real issue is.
That's where the real issue is at the end of the day. Because if a year comes and we're still in the same position we are in, then people will have another problem.
So
does that make sense?
It does. I guess we all want to see what, how, when, who gets what. As we're paying it, is it going straight into a fund that is going to be accessed by government? Is it going to go into intermediary? How is that going to play about? And are we sure that we will not come back again and say there needs to be an increment?
Right.
And why an extra couple of percent? Can it not just be another 1% increment? Why must it be so
even
much?
Be happy with 2%.
I don't think.
You just don't want to have an increase. We understand.
Well, social media has been talking, and we are going to check out what people have been saying. So do let your thoughts be known. Hashtag 30 minutes. Well, starting it off with politicians in this country make it so difficult to pay taxes. If the money collected was going to be prudently used to solve the real problems we have, why not? But if you pay the tax and you will spend the money on useless programs that don't solve any real problems to help Ghana progress. Yes, I think that's a lot of people thinking the same thing. And this is a one-sided and skewed question. Will you support a VAT increase to raise the price of goods and services you consume, reduce your purchasing power, and possibly increase the national kitty for politicians to loot? Wait. I have to go over this one again.
Yes.
So this is in response to Gabby's tweet.
Yes.
And he says, this is a one-sided and skewed question. Will you support a VAT increase to raise the price of goods and services you consume, reduce your purchasing power, and possibly increase the national kitty for politicians to loot? That is real questions right there. Well, moving on to more social media commentary, and it says Ghana does not necessarily need to legislate new taxes, but must find ways of widening the tax net. Yep. The government needs to block revenue leakages and stop the wastage at revenue collection points, such as the ports. We live in a country where 1.5 million pay taxes to cover the 28 million. Well, now 29 million. Moving on to more commentary. You guys are losing it. This is not what we voted for. Street talking and deceit was what won MPP the elections. We should have known better. Okay, moving on to more social media commentary. How about getting Freddie Blake Charity Foundation to help us?
For that one. All right.
For more social media commentary.
I feel like that was more of a troll. So I will support a VAT increase from any government except the one led by Nana Addo. Oh, wow.
Oh, come on, guys.
Wow. Kumbreku said, be as relevant. I feel like these are trolls. Sorry, be as relevant to him today as it was in times past. Nope, he shouldn't touch VAT. In fact, I thought he would have abolished VAT by now. Oh, but how can you abolish?
You see, the government still needs money.
Yeah. You can't completely. So moving on to some more social media commentary. We will not support any nonsense and will vote for change every 4 years. No party will do us good in this country. They're all about family and friends.
Oh my.
All right, guys. All right, moving on to some more social media commentary. When at Mbawumia said the money was available, I never thought it was in our pockets. Now he is forcing it out. I always knew these plenty promises would hurt bad. Oh, Chale, AJ, people are really feeling this.
Natural, they really
They're
are.
feeling it. How can 1 point something million cover 29 million? Let me continue. So moving on, is the MPP now operating a communist republic? Ooh, is the MPP benefits of ideas? Did I say that word right? Benefits of ideas. I keep hearing tax, but no sensible solution to solving the revenue gap from a party that campaigned on less taxes, less borrowing, and less prudence. What a shame. So it sounds like people are saying that.
Yeah.
They're now going back on their word.
Charlie.
Okay. Reduce the tax burden on the few. This is the best remedy for our economy now. Wow. Charlie, I'm not seeing any optimistic social media commentary. Oh, AJ. But as far as the ports are concerned.
Yes.
As far as the ports are concerned.
And then again, we're going into a paperless port, which is supposed to plug in those wastages and all of that. But and I think a lot of people, how it's going on is that the reason a lot of people are maybe a little peeved is that Nana Addo was the one who led the Kumi Preko protest. So the Kumi Preko was in a 1995 protest of the VAT then introduced by former President Rawlings in his regime in 1995. So that was a Kumi Preko protest that brought, I think, an estimated over 100,000 people onto the streets to demonstrate the implementation of the VAT then. So people are wondering if the one that led the protest then is now asking that a 4% increase should be put in now. But then again, things have changed, though,
No,
now
absolutely.
There's a lot of social amenities that I think the government wants to implement. I mean, free SHS is great, but it does need money to sustain it.
So speaking of that, how about, I'm also thinking of those that have, those who have come from abroad. And then speaking of just, my small experience, for instance, like, we know that taxes are going towards better health care. So, for instance, if you're on a specific health plan, whether private or public, you go in and you have a copay. Say you have a dentist appointment of $100. Your copay may cover $60 or whatever, things of that nature. So we know it's working in our favor. But here, Charlie, we're having no beds.
And I remember when Bernard Ablé also went to Denmark also, he was told about how their tax regime is. But then the point is, it's directly seen. You directly know that your taxes are going to the implementation of maybe better roads or all of that, and all those things are seen, like schools, roads, everything else is put in there. So I guess it makes sense, yeah. But until we see it, we want to see where our money is going. I think people will be more receptive to going.
Absolutely. And did you know you are taxed about 8 CDs on a box of pizza?
Holy Jesus!
On a box of pizza. Forget the delivery. Forget the pizza price itself.
Just the pizza.
The tax.
So this is 17.5%. So this is 17.5% that you are paying 8 CDs.
For pizza.
So now 21.5%.
For pepperoni and cheese.
Do the calculations.
Yeah, it's serious. It's serious. And I like pizza.
And we all do. So if you're paying 8%, Charlie, you need to figure it out. But then it goes back into what Gabby put out. Are we willing to pay more if we're getting better? If we're getting electricity free, I think people will pay more. If we're getting affordable housing like the Saglame project, which apparently is still not being used and people could live in that, they'll probably want to do better. But until we get that, well, people may be skeptical about paying.
Absolutely. But I mean, let's see it. Let's see how this goes. But if not, give us back that 17.5%.
Let's just stay there. We can deal with the 17.5. 21.5. I don't know about that, but we'll be letting you know exactly how the outcome of the mid-year review would be when the finance minister goes into Parliament next week.
For the review. Sorry, I got so excited, guys. A big happy birthday to our wonderful MD, Mr. Samuel Atamensa. Don't forget to tweet him at Samens on Twitter. It's his birthday today.
It is his birthday.
Absolutely.
Happy birthday. Keep watching City TV.
Hello and welcome to 2020 News here on City TV. My name is Mina W. Coming up, Ningo Prampram District Assembly demolishes structures on waterways as part of measures to curb perennial flooding in the area. Also, Ghana Health Service presents to Parliament report on the circumstances surrounding the death of a 70-year-old man who was denied access to health care by 7 hospitals. And on to our first story. 25-year-old Clarence Oye has been granted bail by the court. Mr. Oye 2 days ago knocked down a pedestrian suspected to be deranged on the Kwame Nkrumah interchange to his death. He was picked up by the Nima police for investigations while the body of the deceased was deposited at the police hospital mortuary. Confirming the update to City News, the Nima Divisional MTTD Commander DSP Augustina Enti said investigations will continue. Let's take you to some more stories, where the Ningo Prampram District Assembly this morning embarked on a demonstration or a demolition exercise as part of measures to curb perennial flooding in the area. Some shops and structures situated on waterways were demolished in the exercise, which lasted for 5 hours. City News' Anas Seidu was there and reports.
I'm currently here at Peace B, located in the Nungu Prampram district of the Greater Accra region. And as you can hear from the background, some purported illegal structures are being demolished by the assembly. According to residents here, their homes get flooded anytime it rains. They said this particular demolition exercise is a relief to them. The district chief executive, Jonathan Pani Doku, who spoke to me at the demolition exercise, said his assembly is poised to demolish all illegal structures built on waterways.
We are removing structures. That one doesn't have a permit from the district assembly. 2, blocking a waterway, and 3, blocking a layout. So exactly what we're doing. You know, when it rained some weeks back, there was this directive from the presidency that all district assemblies should embark on a tour of their district, identify structures that are on waterways, that are blocking layouts. And this is one such structure we've identified over 2-3 years now. We've come here, we've had series of negotiations with them that they should remove those structures. Anytime we come, they will tell us, oh, no problem. I'm using this medium to sound warning to all other developers who doesn't have permits from the district assembly, who build on the waterways that look. After this place, they are the next targets. So they should remedy those issues before the assembly moves in.
Now, a group of protesters led by former Deputy Agric Minister Hannah Bisiu have petitioned the Health Minister over the faulty CT scan machine at the Kolebu Teaching Hospital. The group presented the petition earlier today when the